Hi you guys, it's Lynnea and happy Halloween. Today I am going to be using the LDRS Creative Halloween Hijinks stamp and die set to create a fun Halloween background. And I'm just using these two little ghosts. There's a bigger ghost and a small ghost, but they are both pretty small. I will ink them up with the LDRS Creative Raven Hybrid ink. I have the cubes. My craft room is small, so for me, the ink cubes work perfectly, but they do sell this hybrid ink in a full ink pad. So I mounted these two little ghosts onto an acrylic block, and I'm just going to stamp them together repeatedly down at the bottom 2/3 of my card. My idea was kind of to have the ghosts like coming up from the bottom of the card, so they're thinner at the top, and then they fill in the whole bottom of the card. Now I want to do some masking because I want to ink blend, but I don't want to have to cut out every single one of these with scissors. You definitely could, but I'm going to use the die, and I have some Post-its that are 4 layers deep, and I can just quickly mask off these little ghosts. Now LDRS Creative has some amazing masking tape, or masking paper rather, that you could definitely use. But I just did this because I have so many ghosts to mask off, and because I did a quadruple layer, I had to do less die cutting. The die cutting of all these little ghosts probably took me the longest part of the card. It's relatively easy to do, but it just took a while for me to run it back and forth through my die cutting machine. Once I had all those dies cut out, I have them in stacks of 4, so I can just easily peel them apart and mask off every single one of these little ghosts. And once I get that positioned on, I'm just going to give them a good press and make sure that the paper is making contact so that none of them peel up while I do some ink blending. I'm going to be doing ink blending with LDRS Creative Hybrid inks again. I'll be using Bali Blue, Plum Crazy, and Grape Ape. I have the Dark Wash Jeans out on my desk, but I don't end up using it. I decided to just go with the one blue, and I thought that that worked out well. I started at the bottom with my darkest color, the Grape Ape, and then I'm just going to keep on blending up, making sure to overlap those colors so that they blend well together. So once I have that done, I'll just switch over to the other purple, Plum Crazy, which is probably my favorite because this is like a vibrant purple, and I love it so much. I'll go over that a couple times, and then I will fill in the rest of my card fronts with Bali Blue. Then I decided that I wanted to have some white spatters in the background, kind of like stars. So I just used some white watercolor. And then I also used some glitter. It's like a glitter brush that you would paint over your images with. But I just tapped the brush to get some glitter in the background, like those white spots. Now I'm going to remove my masks. And here you can see that it leaves a little halo because the die is just slightly larger than the stamp. So here's where, if you don't want that white outline around your stamped images, you could definitely use your scissors and fussy cut out, like do a stamp of the ghost and then fussy cut it out and mask these off. But it's much easier and quicker to use the coordinating die, and I like that white halo. It kind of makes these ghosts stand out even more from the background. I'll be doing a little bit of coloring with my alcohol markers, just to give these little ghosts some dimension. They don't require a lot of coloring because they're white. So I just took my C0 marker and I just went along the left-hand side of each of the ghosts. I didn't pick a side and, pretend there's the light source in the right-hand corner, so the left-hand side would be in shadow. On every single one of the ghosts, I just did a little line of that light gray marker down the left-hand side. So the shading is not true, but I'm okay with it. And then I added just a little bit of blush to the cheeks of each ghost. For my sentiment, I stamped out the You're Too Cute to Spook from the Halloween Hijinks stamp set. I flagged the edges into the banner edges, and then I'm just going to add a double layer of foam tape, and I will put this right at the bottom center of my card. I'll just use my T-square ruler to make sure that that sentiment is on straight. And that's going to finish off my card. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you'll head over to the LDRS Creative blog to see some still photos of this card. See you soon. Bye.